Have you ever imagined a situation so complicated that even the most enthusiastic Ravens fans are losing their minds? That's exactly what's happening with Kyle Hamilton right now. The young safety is at the center of a major controversy that's stirring up the fan base. If you want to know what's causing all this concern and how it might impact the team's future, stick with us until the end. I'll explain everything about this situation that's putting everyone on edge. Go Ravens! You know when you're playing and, due to a distraction, you let the opponent score an easy point? That's exactly what happened with Kyle Hamilton in the Ravens game. In the fourth quarter, he was supposed to cover an important part of the field but got confused and left Xavier Worthy wide open for a 35-yard touchdown. This was a decisive moment because the Ravens were starting to gain momentum, and this mistake killed their drive. What's impressive is that Kyle didn't shy away after the game. He was very honest and said that the fault was entirely his. He didn't try to blame any other players or the coach for the mistake. With a mindset of always wanting to improve, he admitted he should have gone back to the right coverage but got mixed up. This kind of attitude shows how much Kyle cares about the team and his own performance, which is rare, especially in younger players. But of course, it wasn't just this mistake that frustrated Kyle. He was hard on himself for not playing well throughout the game. The good thing is that when you recognize your mistakes, you can learn from them. And that's exactly what he wants to do, leading us to how he's handling all this pressure to improve and be the player the team needs him to be. Imagine the pressure of wanting to be the best all the time. Kyle Hamilton feels that in every game. He wasn't just upset about the late mistake, but about his entire performance in the game. For him, the level he showed was far below what he expected. This shows how much he pushes himself to be excellent, not just in specific moments but throughout the whole game. Kyle knows that every detail matters, and not performing well overall weighs heavily on him. What's interesting is that, even though he's tough on himself, Kyle keeps his head in the right place. He knows football is a league of highs and lows, where each week is a new opportunity. So, as disappointed as he was with his performance, he sees it as a learning experience. Kyle is the type of player who doesn't let a mistake bring him down. Instead, he uses it to stay more focused and determined to improve in the next game. This mindset of always wanting to surpass himself is what makes him such a special player. Instead of being discouraged, Kyle is even more motivated to get back on the field and prove he can be better. And this attitude of taking responsibility is what puts him in a leadership role on the team. But what's most interesting is how he handles this responsibility, which is evident in his leadership by accountability. Leading isn't just about giving orders or making nice speeches. For Kyle Hamilton, leadership means being responsible and owning up when things don't go well. In the case of his mistake, many players might have tried to find an excuse or place the blame on someone else. But he did the opposite. He was honest and said the mistake was 100% his. This attitude of facing errors head-on shows how committed he is to the team and how seriously he takes his role as a leader on the field. And he's not even the most experienced player in the group, but he already understands that leading is about setting an example, especially in tough times. When Kyle said the mistake wasn't the fault of Coach Zach or teammate Marlon Humphrey, he was protecting his colleagues and showing that he's someone they can trust. This creates an environment of respect within the team, where every player knows they can rely on each other, whether to celebrate a win or to own up to a loss. This attitude of taking responsibility is crucial for the team to come together and grow. Kyle knows that even with the mistake, there's always room to learn and improve. Now, after reviewing everything that happened, he's more focused than ever on adjusting his game. And speaking of learning from mistakes, what he saw in the game footage was a significant step towards continuing to evolve. Everyone makes mistakes, but what matters is what you do afterward. Kyle Hamilton, after reviewing the game footage, saw where he and the team could have performed better. He realized that despite the mistake he made, there were many lessons to be learned from that game. Even with the loss and the below expectations performance, Kyle managed to see the positive side. For him, every play is an opportunity to learn something new, and every game brings lessons that can be applied to the next match. He made it clear that he's not discouraged. On the contrary, Hamilton knows the season has just started, and this loss doesn't define what the team will do moving forward. He mentioned that there were several points in the game that served as learning experiences for both him and the rest of the team. This kind of mindset is essential for the team to stay focused on what can still be achieved during the season. And that's exactly why Kyle is so excited for the next game. He learned from what happened and is ready to apply those lessons on the field. This desire to improve and prove that he could be an even better player will be put to the test in the next challenge. And this motivation comes not only from the learning, but also from his eagerness to get back to playing and make amends. After a game where he didn't play as well as he wanted, Kyle Hamilton is more motivated than ever for the next one. He even mentioned that he dreamed about the game against the Raiders, imagining the plays he could make to redeem himself from last week's mistake. This shows how focused and prepared he is to correct his slip-ups. For Kyle, every game is a chance to show his best, and now he has the opportunity to do just that and help the team get back on the winning track. This drive to improve is what keeps Kyle so motivated. He doesn't want the mistake from the first game to define his season. On the contrary, he sees it as fuel to play even better. The desire to surpass himself is part of who he is, and he knows he has a lot to offer both to the team and to the fans. And this attitude of always seeking more is what makes Kyle a player who's constantly evolving. What's even more interesting is that he's not alone in this. Kyle mentioned that many players on the team share this same mindset. They're hungry for victory. And this collective drive for overcoming challenges is what strengthens the team. Everyone wants to play better, learn from their mistakes, and stand out this season. And speaking of the will to win, it's a feeling that unites the team and motivates them to give their all on the field. This hunger for improvement isn't just Kyle Hamilton's, but the entire Ravens team's. They know that one loss doesn't define the season, but rather the ability to bounce back and learn from mistakes. Every player wants to show they can be better and that the team has what it takes to come back stronger. This mentality is part of the Ravens' competitive spirit, where everyone knows they need to give their all on the field, no matter what happened in the last game. The most important part is that this drive to improve isn't just about words but about actions. Kyle and his teammates are already focused on fixing what went wrong, so they can dominate in upcoming challenges. They're not settling for average performances. They want to be at the top. This desire to do more and deliver the best is part of the team's culture, and it's what keeps them fighting even in the toughest moments. With the season just beginning, the focus now is on turning this will into victories. Kyle Hamilton and the Ravens know they have the talent and determination to correct mistakes and move forward. Each game is a new chance to show what they're capable of, and with this mentality, the team is more prepared than ever to face whatever comes next. So, what do you think about the whole situation with Kyle Hamilton? Do you believe he can turn things around and calm down the Ravens fans? Share your thoughts in the comments and let us know what you expect from the next game. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to keep up with all the team's updates. See you next time.